Welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 battle report here at Slider Games. Today we have a 1,000 point Tempest of War battle between my custom T'au Sept Sunars and the Adeptus Mechanicum. In this we are playing a direct assault mission. So this one's all about taking objectives and clearing people off objectives. So you get 4 points for the standard primaries, controlling 1 or more, 2 or more, and more than your opponent. But also, you can get bonus points. You get 2 points if you do one of these, or 3 if you do both. If you control an objective marker that was not controlled by your army at the start of the turn, and then if you destroy at least one enemy unit that was in range of an objective. So killing people on objectives and taking objectives. And then we have our standard Dawn of War. It'll be like this, long edges. So we have one deployment over here on this side with an objective here, taking this corner, trying to get these power generators maybe. Then we've got one in the center no man's land here by the store. We got to get in that building, and then one way up top here on this platform. And in the back by these other energy generators is our other one in the deployment zone here. We haven't decided obviously who's in which side yet, but this is going to be our battlefield, and in control of the Ad Mech is Ben. Welcome back to the channel.
It's good to be back. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Got lost in the warp for a short period. Found my way out. Turns out you just got to go backwards.
Yeah. And probably not corrupted by chaos.
Probably.
Yeah, but there's really no way to tell at this point.
My Inquisitor says to plead the fifth.
Okay, there you go. Yes. Yeah, first video on Slider Games, you were here with your Ad Mech, and now you're back. So, yeah. Back. That was all the way back when the Ad Mech Codex released. That was like just after launch. Yes, beautiful. Yes, indeed. Okay, awesome. I'm excited to have your Ad Mech back on the channel.
Glad to be back.
Awesome. Let's look at the armies. This is exactly 1,000 points of my custom T'au Sept Sunar. So we do follow the T'au Sept tenets. So we reroll a hit roll or wound roll each time we attack, and we add 3 inches to our aura abilities. Our warlord today is Brave Stand, using the warlord trait Exemplar of the Koyan, accompanied by 2 gun drones, he's got 3 missile pods, and a pulse rifle as his equipment. The Exemplar of the Koyan warlord trait will allow him to redeploy up to 3 units if I select the Koyan battle strategy thingy. I will be doing that. I always select Koyan when Brave Stand comes because he is the Exemplar. With him is Ethereal On Lee, who I did give the Humble Stave relic to. Allows him to invoke 2 invocations of the element and gives him +1 when casting those. Behind them we have our 3 squads of 10 fire warriors with 2 gun drones. Behind them a squad of 10 pathfinders with a pulse, accelerator drone, a recon drone, and 2 gun drones, so they'll get AP -1 with the pulse, accelerator drone, and then 2 squads of stealth suits with 2 gun drones each. The Shah's Vrays have fusion blasters and then burst cannons on the other 2 guys in each unit. And then we finally have a Devilfish with 2 smart missile systems as our transport, and that is our super infantry heavy battlesuit limited T'au Sept Sunars battle list here for our Tempest of War game. We'll see how these infantry can hold up against the power of the Ad Mech. This is 1,000 points of Forge World Goth, who followed the Lucius Forge World tactics. But tell me what you got going on here, Ben.
Right. So first for our warlord, we've given her the Masterwork Bionics after her last game. She probably needs that. We've also given her Anzian Pseudo Generators, which give her 3d3 extra attacks. I believe it's Strength 4, AP1, and Melee.
Nice.
So if she gets to reach those Tau, she will be a blender once again.
Yeah.
Next up, for our second HQ place, we have a Tech Priest Engines here, who's got the warlord. We've paid a command point to give him the warlord trait Necromechanic, which allows him to be a little bit better at keeping his 2 little charges alive.
Right.
Next up on troops. So first we've got a bare bones squad of Rangers. I know what it looks like. I didn't have any other models. They've just got their basic guns, no melee weapons, no special weapons. Next up to my other 2 Skitarii squads, we've got 1 squad just radium carbines, 1 squad radium carbines, and Sergeant has a power sword. We ran out of points. And then for my last troops choice, I know they don't look like troops, but they are.
Yeah.
We've got 3 Cataphron Breachers, who they've got their arc claws and their arc rifles, I believe.
Nice. Very nice.
Heavy arc rifles. Next up onto elites, we've got a Tech Priest whose name I'm forgetting, they keep the robots in line.
Yep.
That's all you need to know.
Yep. He's a tech
Nothing
priest
special about
that
him.
directs robots. Yeah.
Yep. Then into fast attack, we've got our Iron Strider Ballistari with its twin autocannons. Nothing else to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
And on to heavy support, my favorite part.
Yes.
We've got Onagar Dunecrawler number 1 with his neutron laser. Onagar Dunecrawler number 2 with their Icarus array.
Mm-hmm.
And then our 2 robots who are armed with the flamethrowers and power fists, which
Nice.
I know is not how they're modeled. I did not know how to magnetize at the time. And last but not least, rounding out 1,000 points, we have the Scorpius Dune Rider,
Nice.
ready to transport us some Skitarii straight into the heart of war.
Transportation. Yeah, transportation is important in the 41st millennium. All right, awesome. They look good. Let's take a look at deployment. We are deployed now for this Tempest of War mission. The T'au over here, my T'au Sept, kind of cramped into this little spot for a couple of reasons. One, we do have this objective in our home deployment zone with these Fire Warriors. Our Ethereal is tucked in back here to support them, hopefully. Our Devilfish is jammed in here. He kind of got thrown in last second because I was going to put him on this flank, but because of all the anti-tank over here, I decided to pull him back into a more central location. Then we have Brave Stand and the Pathfinders here in the center as well. I am going to be doing the Koyan tactical philosophy, so I know I'm going to get to redeploy 3 units. So if I go first, some of this stuff might spread out. If I go second, these guys might move because I've put them all the way at the front of my deployment zone to help rush onto this objective early in the game if I can. But yeah, if I go second, they're pretty exposed. I may have to move them around. And then up top, we've got both our stealth teams forward deployed on the balconies. These guys in a position to rush onto that objective. These guys in a position to either help secure this one or just be a nuisance early on over here on this flank. That is everything. Everything's on the board. We have 1 squad of Fire Warriors in the Devilfish, but that is it for the T'au. What's going on over here with the Ad Mech?
So, for the Ad Mech, I've got an idea of mine that will either go horribly, horribly wrong or very well. On this side, we've got our Fisty robots and their little buddy.
Yep.
We've also got the Iron Strider, whose goal is to try and rush up and just open fire. As well as we've got ourselves a nice little Onager. And last but not least, the Engine Seer, who's hiding with his friend over here to avoid
And the
being
dense
shot.
terrain, yeah. So a lot of firepower over there for anti-infantry.
Then over here in the middle, we've got our transport along with the Warlord and 2 full squads, or 2 minimum size squads of Skitarii hiding with her.
Yep.
Last but not least, for the middle-ish area, we've got this little 5-man squad whose goal is to try and either rush for that objective, or at the very least try and deal with those 2.
Yeah, get rid of the stealth teams.
Last but not least, we've got this section where we've got the little servitors whose goal is to hold this objective. Good luck moving them.
Right.
They do have a 2-up save and cover.
Yeah, they're in a good spot, and they've got 36-inch range, so they can defend themselves rather well from that position.
I don't expect them to do very much when it comes to defending themselves, so much as simply refusing to die.
Yeah.
Between Lucius, cover, and their just general chunkiness, they'll be pretty hard to move without some heavy anti-tank or a lot of chaff fire.
Yeah, Lucius, if you don't know, that's the one where any AP -1 weapon, or 1 damage weapons, the Ad Mech get +1 to their armor save. So
yes,
that's a lot of the guns that the T'au brought today with their heavy infantry list. So.
And then last but not least, we've got Reliable, the neutron laser, who's going to try and make short work of them.
Yeah, so interesting.
Try
So yeah,
keyword.
Deployed on 2 flanks versus deployed in 1 centralized blob. We'll see if the Ad Mech can outflank the T'au or if the T'au can push through the middle and seize the objectives. So now we need to roll to see who gets to go first. I'll give you a die.
Thank you.
And I'll let you roll first, sir.
Glory to the machine god.
That is a 6, so glory indeed. All right, for the greater good. A 1. Okay, so it will be Ad Mech turn 1 going first. T'au are definitely going to redeploy though. We'll come back with movement and objectives for the Ad Mech. the Dominus, has issued her orders. It's basically kill the T'au. Grind them down, kill more units than the T'au do. No prisoners, kill 15 wounds worth of models. And Blood and Guts, kill 2 units in combat. Blood and Guts is going to probably be impossible this turn, but no prisoners and grind them down can definitely at least get started. The Ad Mech have concluded their movement. The destroyers, is that what they're called?
The breachers.
Breachers, okay. Not Cataphren destroyers, they're Cataphren breachers. Okay, they stayed still to hold that objective. But he moved forward. What else we got over here?
So these guys just kind of ran up along here. This thing scooted up from the middle.
Yeah.
I overmeasured him at first. We scooted him back an inch or two.
Yeah.
Over here, everything pushed forward, except for this guy who ran diagonally.
Yeah.
He just likes to be different.
Big blob coming in. I'll note I should have maybe started with this, but I redeployed the stealth team down onto the objective. They're still going to get shot, but less things can shoot at them. Then I took this Fire Warrior team and just shifted them over. Again, they're still probably going to get shot by some stuff, but I didn't want to send them all the way back here. I need to keep a presence in the middle for this objective if possible. Then the third redeployment was Brave Stand hopped over here. And then the Pathfinders used their pregame move to slide back into a little bit of cover. However, they slid back, and now the Onager can see them through this little gap. So they can still get shot, but that is how we rearranged here in the movement phase. But let's go on to some shooting. As a note, we do have Shroud Psalm in effect. It's only affecting, because this isn't Mars, the robots, the servitors, and the characters. So the Onagers and the infantry don't get affected by that, but the others do have the benefit of light cover, essentially. Shooting has been underway. The Onager fired in, took out the 2 drones in this squad, and this squad of Rangers fired into the stealth team and did no damage. But now the boat, what's this thing called, the boat?
I like to call it the party barge, but it is not actually called that. It is the Scorpius Dune Rider.
Scorpius Dune Rider is firing everything, 4 stubbers worth of shots into the stealth team. So, let's swing over here.
16 shots flying in.
Yeah, hitting on 4s because of the stealth field technology. Let's see.
Ooh.
So, we got a little ahead of ourselves. These are the wound rolls. So we're only 5 hits. The stealth field actually saved them from 6 3s that would have hit. So these needed 4s. So there are 2 wounds there. AP
0.
0. Okay, so I'm going to take 2 saves on the drones. Need 4 ups. And I save 1. So 1 drone is dead. Next up, the other flank.
We got the Iron Strider Ballista.
Yeah, Iron Strider firing in to the Fire Warriors that are on the objective. So he's got an auto cannon, some kind of fancy pants Mars Tech auto cannon.
You've got the Twin Cognus.
That's it, Twin Cognus auto cannon. All right.
Firing in at 6 shots, hitting on 3s.
Nice, that's good, 5. And then these will be, I'm guessing, 3s to wound. It's probably more than strength 3, I'm guessing.
They are strength 7.
7, oh geez, okay, 2s to wound.
Yes, so no
all right,
rerolls
so
though,
4 wounds, AP.
-1.
-1. All right, we'll start with 2 on the drones. So these will be 5 ups. I save 1, kill 1. Drone again, 4 up is alive, and 1 more. 4 up on the drone is alive. Okay, we lose 1 drone. Sticking on this flank, we will note the Tech Priest guy back here is putting them in the Conqueror protocol, so they'll have a 2-up weapon skill eventually, whenever that clicks through. We will note this guy gave this Onager +1 to hit. He's firing up into the stealth suits. So stealth suits are -1, so the +1 he gave him goes away. He's back to his regular ballistic skill. But he also, with this gun, gets +1 to hit things that fly, and they fly. So he has +1, so he's going to hit on 2s, shooting into the stealth team up on the bridge.
So we're going to start, this thing has multiple different weapons in it. So we're going to start with the Dalideus missile launcher, which is a heavy 1, strength 7 rocket.
Okay. Does it get the +1 to hit flyers, or is that just the...
Yes, they all do.
Okay, perfect. So hitting on 2s.
Yes.
For...
That is a hit.
Oh, just 1 shot. Okay. And strength?
7. So
okay,
we'll be wounding
3.
on a 3.
Yeah. Does not wound.
I'm going to spend my command
You have
point.
1 command point.
I want a really dead drone. That is
okay.
a wound.
And it's AP?
AP -3.
AP -3. If I put it on the drone, it doesn't get a save. which I'm going to do.
The drone takes 3 damage.
Okay, the drone is very dead. All right, and then the...
Next up, we're going to do with the Gatling rocket launcher, which is heavy 5.
Okay.
Also hitting on 2s at strength 6.
Okay.
All hits.
All hit.
Wounding on 3s, though. Ooh,
that's all wounds.
At AP, I believe it is -2.
-2,
damage
okay.
1.
I guess it wasn't cover. I do get a 6-up save on that drone. The drone's alive. I take it all back because it was AP -3, right?
It was AP -3.
Okay, so yeah, they have a 4-up save, so 3 in cover. So the drone actually lived, but now I have 5 more saves that are 2 damage, or 2...
1 damage each.
1 damage each, but AP -2, so these will be 5-ups on the drones. The drones are now officially dead, and then these will be... The stealth team themselves get +2 to their armor save, so they will be at a... So they're at a 3, -2, so they're back to a 3. They... 3 saves. Okay, so the stealth suits are alive, the drones are gone. And the last thing to shoot on this is its Icarus auto cannon. 4 shots on 2s, 2 misses. Okay, that's helpful for the stealth team.
Got strength 7 though. So
okay, so 2 wounds. AP?
AP on this bad boy is -1.
-1. Okay, so they're actually at a 2-up save right here. And I rolled 2 2s. Okay, so the stealth suits are alive. Drones have died across the board, but the T'au have made it through weathering the storm of the Ad Mech. Let's look at T'au objectives for turn 1. Orders from Brave Stand have been issued. Overwhelming firepower, kill 2 units in the shooting phase. That's what we're here to do. That's what we like to see. Then I drew Deploy Teleport Homer, which I paid a CP to get rid of because I don't imagine going into the enemy deployment zone anytime soon. We got Raised Banner, which I could achieve if I want to sacrifice the shooting of one of my stealth units. And then finally bring it down, destroy the transport in the center of the battlefield. Let's go to movement. In our command phase, I did invoke his 2 invocations of the elements. Wisdom of the Guides, the one that gives me a CP, failed. I rolled a 1, so I didn't get that. But I did get Sense of Stone off on this squad of Fire Warriors before everybody moved. And over here we did fire our marker lights into the boat. It had 7. We're about to shoot, so I took 1 off. But this is our movement here. This stealth team stayed still on the objective. I am not raising any banners because I want to kill this thing. Killing this will give me 5 points and also eliminate a pretty big threat to my infantry. This squad of stealth suits move forward onto the objective, so we'll get 2 points for holding an objective I didn't hold at the start of my turn, and they're also in a position to fire down into that guy over there. The Fire Warriors shifted over, Pathfinder shifted over, fired in all of their marker lights. Like I said, got 7 hits there. I advanced the Devilfish into this position, so he can shoot. He will be at -1 ballistic skill for advancing. Then back over here, shifted around with everything. Give them a little bit of cover from this blob and a firing line down here. So I did position Brave Stand so that he can see the transport and this one robot here. So if the transport does get killed by the rest of our firepower, he can shoot down here. But that is the movement for the T'au. We'll go into some shooting. Beginning the shooting phase with the stealth team, I did remove one of the 7 marker light counters there as we're firing in, starting with the Fusion Blaster. That is a 1 to hit. I'll use my T'au Sept reroll. And another 1. Okay, so yeah, the Omnissiah protects. So we missed there with the Fusion Blaster. That's a big one. After firing the drone and the burst cannons, we did take 1 wound off of this thing. So I spent my 2 command points I had for focus fire, so everything else that shoots into it gets +1 to wound. And we're moving up to the second stealth team. Again, firing everything into it, starting with the Fusion Blaster, which misses. T'au Sept reroll. Misses again. Alright, both Fusion Blasters go wide. The Scorpius Dune Rider is down to 8 wounds after this Fire Warrior squad fired in with the help of the focused fire stratagem. But now we're going to go with Brave Stand firing in. Brave Stand has other targets, but we're talking off camera and it's a good point. If I can blow this up without using these squads, then they can shoot at the infantry coming out. So let's see if Brave Stand can pop this thing. We'll start with the pulse rifle. Hits on a 2. T'au Sept reroll. Hits, okay, does hit. And it will actually, strength 8, would be wounding on a 3, but with focus fire, will wound on a 2. So it does wound, and it goes straight through, AP -4, it's flat 3 damage.
Ouch.
So we're down to 5 wounds left. We've got 6 missile pod shots coming in, hitting on 2s. They all hit. These are strength 7, and it's toughness 7?
Toughness 6.
Toughness 6, so these wound on 2 as well. So that's 4 more wounds at AP -2. And these are flat 2 damage.
AP2, you say?
Yes, so 5 ups. You save
I make
1.
2
You make
of
2?
them?
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, down there. Yeah. Okay, so that's 4 damage.
I do want to check just how it's worded on Lucius real quick.
Okay, let's check some rules. So it is alive on 1 wound left after the 4 damage from the missile pods. So we're going to fire in the Devilfish. It advanced, so it's -1 to ballistic skill, but with the marker light, it will go back to hitting on 4s. We're starting with the accelerator burst cannon. So hitting on 4s. I'm firing everything in. I didn't want to risk missing anything. Let's go ahead and T'au Sept reroll one of those. Okay, didn't help. So we've got 5 hits. These would be strength 6, toughness 6, wounding on 4s, but with focus fire, wounding on 3s. So that is only 2 wounds, AP -1, so these are 3 up saves.
I make them both.
Made them both, okay.
The Omnisci protects.
And then we have 8 shots with the smart missiles. I do have line of sight, so I'm not penalized further, so hitting on 4s, okay. And then wounding on 4s with focus fire. Oh, that was better. 5 wounds, again AP -1, so 5 3-up saves.
Watch me fail none.
Ooh, there
exactly
is
1.
a 2. Alright, and no command points left. It's not in range to destroy anything, so we'll roll and see if anybody dies in the explosion. People have piled out. Let's see if all of them can survive. 11 die to see who survives. Any 1s? I see 2 1s.
2
2
do not make it.
individuals will be slain jumping out. So our Pathfinders and our Fire Warriors fired in, cleared the 1 squad of Skitarii that came out the front of the ship. With that squad killed and the Scorpius Dune Rider destroyed, that's 2 kills in the shooting phase for overwhelming firepower, so that's 5 points, plus bring it down, another 5, and then we got 2 points for controlling this objective that we didn't control the start of our turn for the primaries. So at the end of battle round 1, it is 12 points to 0 in favor of the T'au. The Ad Mech will get 4 points on the primaries for holding this objective at the start of their turn. So with that, let's go into battle round 2 and the objectives for the Ad Mech. The Dominus has issued some new orders. Overwhelming firepower, kill stuff and shooting. They still are sitting on no prisoners. They need to destroy 9 more wounds worth of models. And then they dropped Blood and Guts, the kill 2 units in close combat, and drew at the end of their last turn, and got a tempting target, which the objective selected is the one on top of the industrial terrain. Ad Mech has moved. The servitors did shift down, so a couple of them will be able to do some shooting. They are going to be -1 to hit for most targets because of this dense terrain we're shooting through. The Onager over here shifted down, so he can actually see anything. He can see this stealth team, he can see up to that stealth team, obviously the Devilfish and everything down here. The Dominus and the 4 remaining Skitarii from this squad move forward. She is looking to annihilate some people in close combat. And then this whole huge blob shifted forward as well, and the robots over here are also in a good position for some charging. So that is that. What are your canticles and all that stuff for this battle round?
So for my canticle, I chose the Chant of the Remorseless Fist because her goal is to turn into the human cyborg equivalent of a blender.
Yeah.
And their job is to simply walk over the enemies.
Yeah, and stomp them into oblivion.
And so it seemed like a solid choice.
And what does that one do for you?
Well, his canticle is active. Each time a model in this unit makes an attack, add 1 to the strength characteristic of that attack.
So +1 strength going in. So a lot of probably wounding on 2s and things like that. And then you did a Doctrina Imperative. Is that what it's called?
So I chose the Protector Imperative, which improves the ballistic skill of a model by 1, but makes their weapon skill a little worse because their job isn't to shoot well.
Yeah, these guys are going
or to melee well. It's to
shoot
take
and
Overwatch.
Yeah, and they have an ability where anything within a certain radius reduces its strength, and toughness. So if they get into combat, these guys will drop down to toughness 2, actually. Okay, very cool. Let's go on to some shooting. We have done a little bit of shooting. The Rangers and the Skitarii Vanguard down here fired up, killed 1 stealth suit and put another one down to 1 wound. And now the Tech Priest Dominus is going to fire up and into them to try to whittle them down to maybe kill them, but if 1 is alive, that opens up a chance for a charge here to actually get onto that objective.
Yes.
So we're starting with a Volkite Blaster, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, Volkite.
Range 27 because of 420 stuff.
Yeah. Lucius, adds 3 to ranges as well.
So we'll be hitting -1 because of the thing, which takes her from a ballistic skill 3 up, or no, 2 up.
Yeah, 2
3
up.
She scores 2 hits, and any unmodified wound roll of 6 does 2 mortal wounds in addition to normal damage. So
no 6s.
But we do get at strength 6 a singular wound with no AP.
No AP. Okay, so it's a 2 up save because they're in cover. Okay, survive.
And now, just for funsies, her little pistol. It's an assault weapon. It's the Phosphorus Serpenta.
Okay.
Range 18, but becomes range 21.
Yep.
So
that hits.
1 hit. That's a 5.
5
so
wounds.
1 wound, AP -1. It does not receive the benefits of dense cover, though.
Dense cover?
Yeah, it says each time this makes an attack with his weapon, the target does not receive the benefits of dense cover.
Dense cover. Interesting. Okay. But they're still in light cover, so it's a 2 up save still. Okay, and he makes it 1 of 3. So the stealth team is alive. Moving along, the Iron Strider fired up, took out the wounded stealth suit. Now we're over here to the Onager with the neutron laser. He's firing into the stealth team here. Yes. So for D3 shots.
Well, first we're going to fire the
you have a.
He's got a so that I can kill that drone.
Yeah, he's got a little gun underslung there.
Which scores 2
hits.
We're not rerolling because he's not core.
Yeah. So 2 hits.
And with that, strength 4.
So 1 wound.
1 wound.
AP
0.
So 4 up on the drone. The drone is alive. And then you'll get D3 with the neutron laser itself.
8 neutron laser with 2 shots.
2 shots. Okay. 4s to hit. And those are no hits because of the stealth technology. Nice. After the first Onager fired over the heads of the stealth team with its point-blank neutron laser, this one can see the devilfish sticking out a little bit. So it's firing everything in here from its Icarus ray. So these will be hitting on 2s because it is a fly keyword. I want to swing over here so I can see the dice better. All right, so what are we starting with?
So we're going to start with the rocket just because big guns are big cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
it misses.
Well, they're big cool when they hit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, next up we're going to choose the autocannon array.
Okay. So 2 more misses. Ooh, the ones.
What's the
toughness 7?
Well, in that case, wounding on 4s.
So 1 wound.
AP 1.
AP 1, so this is a 4 up save, which I make.
And last but not least, 5 rocket shots.
5 rockets.
2 more misses.
Another. That was 5 total 1s, unfortunately.
Wounding on 5s.
5s?
Because toughness 6.
Okay, so no wounds. The armor and maneuverability of the T'au technology prevents any damage. Shooting concluded with their flamers going in, took out the drone and 3 of the fire warriors, which put it at 14 wounds killed. So the next model that gets killed will score, what's it called? No prisoners. There we go. Yeah, the next model that's killed by the Ad Mech will score them 5 points for no prisoners. But that brings us to the charge phase, and there are several charges going out across the board. Starting up here, the Rangers are going into the lone stealth suit. They need an 8.
They have affixed their robo bayonets.
Yes.
And failed the charge.
Fail.
We are going to command point.
Command pointing that one, okay. A
For
4
an 8.
and a 4 is an 8. So they are in up there. So let's go to what's next. We can move them
Yes.
off camera. So where do you want to go next?
We'll stick over here.
Okay.
We'll charge the Vanguard in first.
Yeah, Vanguard going in. I'm not firing Overwatch anywhere. They only need a 4. That's an 8 for
That'll
them
do,
as
and then
well. So they're
for
in.
the Living Blender.
Yeah, for the Dominus. She only needs, yep, another 8. That'll do it. She only needed a 3, actually. And then finally, this is a 5-inch charge from the robots into the Fire Warriors.
All hail the Machine God.
And they are also in. So 8s across the board. Many charges. Starting with combat over here, we did end up remembering Sense of Stone. 2 of the 4 that got killed by the Flamers got put back when I did the Sense of Stone saves. So there were 8 Fire Warriors over here. They fought and killed. I'm sorry, there were 9 Fire Warriors over here. They fought and killed 6 of them in combat for no prisoners. So they're actually at 14 wounds destroyed for no prisoners. Up here, these guys fought. Nothing happened either way. We actually fought back with the stealth suit already. It didn't do any damage. But that brings us down here to our Tech Priest Dominus, who's about to unleash the super death machine that is her relic and her axe. I'll swing over here. So it'll be 3d3 attacks with the... What's this thing called?
Pseudo-generator.
Yeah, sounds nasty. Okay, so that is 6 attacks. Pretty good.
Just bring up its stats real quick here. Right. Strength is +2.
Okay, so they are reduced to toughness 2 because of the Vanguard, so this is going to be wounding on 2s regardless. Does she hit on 3s?
She does hit on 3s.
Okay, hits on 3s, kills on 2s.
That is 3
hits.
And
3
dead.
3 dead because it's AP minus mini.
AP -1, actually.
Oh, it's only AP minus 1? Okay. So I do have 5 up saves here, which I don't make any. So 3 get destroyed by the craziness, and then you have 3 attacks with her Omniscient Power Axe?
Correct.
Okay. Power Axe.
Omniscient Axe is going to walk out 3 attacks on 3s.
Ooh,
1
more
hit.
1s. Does
1
wound.
wound at AP -2.
Minus 2. Okay, so 6 up, which does. Okay, so we've lost 4. So that does score you no prisoners, as 4 of them die, and then your Vanguard will get to strike in. After the Vanguard fought and the Fire Warriors struck back, no more damage done in combat. Over here, these Fire Warriors also fought back, and then they failed morale, and then I rolled a 1 and a 2 for the last 2 guys. So they fled. That whole squad is gone for morale. That is the end of the turn. So the Ad Mech on this turn, they're going to get 10 points for secondaries, for attempting target, and no prisoners, killed 15 wounds worth of models. So this front guy is within range, not objective secured versus objective secured. They control that objective, which also gives them 2 points for the primaries, because they're holding an objective they didn't hold at the start of their turn. And with this squad over here failing morale, they wiped out a squad that was holding an objective at the beginning of the turn. So that gives them 3 points for that, putting their total score with their 4 points from controlling that objective, 17 for the Ad Mech at the end of their second turn. The T'au are currently on 12. We will get 4 points at the start of her second turn because we hold 1 objective now. Just this one. They took that one from us, and with that squad fleeing, there are 2 robots in range and only the commander over here. So only 1 objective being held. So going at the beginning of T'au turn 2, it will be 17-16 in favor of the Ad Mech. Brave Stand has issued his new orders. He still wants us to raise a banner in no man's land. That isn't going to happen this turn, but it's still there. Possibly next turn, hopefully. Investigate site. We drew that one, and I spent a command point to ditch it because I didn't want to lose, again, the firepower doing an action in the middle of the battlefield, and I drew capture enemy outpost. So Brave Stand needs us to get back to the enemy deployment zone. That is not going to be achievable. And then finally, attempting target. It is the same target that had been selected by the T'au previously, so up on top of the industrial terrain. Let's go to movement. We have finished our movement. I did get a command point back on his invocation of the element. However, no core units were in range for the Sense of Stone, so we didn't do that one. But we did get a command point back there, so we're up to 2. Brave Stand hopped up here, flew technically up here, so can shoot left or right if need be, we did advance on Lee, rolled the 6, so big run back here. He is very exposed and in a ton of danger from those robots. But that's all we could do. I thought about shifting the Devilfish over to kind of shield him, but again, I need to clear this center area of the battlefield. So I did unload the Fire Warriors from the Devilfish. The Devilfish flew over here. Pathfinders moved up. The Fire Warriors fell out of combat over here, and the Stealth Team again stayed still. We got some marker lights out, 1 on each of these units, and then 2 up top. I fired 6 at them and only got 2, so that was unfortunate. But the Stealth Suit did fall out of combat. If I can clear them, I get Tempting Target, and I'll get some extra primary points for killing a unit that was holding an objective. So we are here. It's currently 17 to 16 in favor of the Ad Mech. Let's see if we can score some secondaries. We opened the shooting with our Pathfinders. They fired in and killed the 4 Vanguard just enough. Perfectly, they failed 4 saves, 4 died. So now we're moving over to our Stealth Team, who's splitting fire. The Fusion Blaster is going into the Dominus now that she's exposed. The drone actually will shoot her as well because it is the closest, but the burst cannons are going to go up into this squad up here. But we'll start with the Fusion. It's going to hit on a 3 because of the marker light. That is a hit. Toughness on her is 4. Okay, so 2 does wound. It's AP minus 4, so her invulnerable save.
4 up invuln.
Which she fails. Do you want a command point? Yep.
Yes.
Because it'd be d6 plus 2.
That is a fail.
Still fails. Alright, d6 plus 2 damage for 7. So she gets evaporated.
She simply
heated.
teleports out at the
Yes,
last second.
as her tentacles and metal things start to melt from the heat, she vanishes with a teleport hammer. So she is knocked out. Stealth Team and their burst cannons did some work. Killed 4 in this squad, electing to keep the sergeant person alive there for morale purposes, because all he has to do on the next turn, if he survives, I don't shoot him off here, is just walk within 3 inches of this, and he gets the 2 extra points for taking an objective that I was holding. So while it does stop, immediately give me Tempting Target, it can score him points later, and he probably would have died either way. So maybe if I don't shoot at that one guy, they can get some more points. So making me make choices, which is always the best thing to do. But moving along, we're going to have Brave Stand fire in. I was debating shooting the robots, the Onager. I want to actually go for the Iron Strider because I think I can actually kill it in 1 round of shooting if I get lucky here. So we're going to kick it off with the Pulse Rifle, hitting on a 2. That does hit. Strength is 8, so a 3 does wound. AP minus 4. Do you have a Fancy Pants invulnerable save?
We do, in fact.
Okay.
6 up invuln.
6 up. Yeah, for their, what's it called?
Bionics.
Bionics, that's it.
Big money, no whammies. And
That is a big money. Okay, so he survives that. 6 shots. That's not what we wanted to see from the missile bots. I will T'au Sept reroll that one. They all hit. These are strength 7, so 3s again. They do all wound at AP minus 2.
5 ups.
So he passes one. Okay, so that's 10 damage. He does die. Does he explode? He doesn't
he does
explode.
not.
Alright, so we do take out a unit, and he is dead. Concluding the shooting phase, I will note Brave Stand Strike and Faded off here, down here, which gave these guys reroll 1s to hit. I spent a command point on Pulse Onslaught. They fired in to the Onager, auto wounding on 6s. They did 4 damage. We also had the Devilfish fire in. His burst cannon went up and cleared the last Ranger. His smart missiles went in, took another wound off. So down to 6 wounds on the Onager Dune Crawler. And that is the conclusion of the shooting phase. I am going to do a charge. I have this Fire Warrior in range of this objective. So I'm going to charge the Stealth Team into the Onager. And no command points left for Overwatch. So we need to get in. It's only, I think it's about a 3 or 4. That is a 9, so they are definitely into the Onager. Charged in, fought both ways, no damage done either way. What this does really is protects Brave Stand from the neutron laser. And the neutron laser is a blast weapon, so it can't fire into combat. So the Stealth Team can continually shoot at the Onager if it wants to stay in combat. So makes him make a choice. Does he stay in combat and try to stomp me, or does he fall back and the onager doesn't shoot for a turn? But I'm still on this objective with the stealth suit and this guy here up front. We do end up scoring 3 points for primaries because I killed a unit that was holding this objective, and I took an objective that was being held, so both there, and that was the tempting target. So that gave me a total of 8 points, putting me up to 24 for the T'au. The Ad Mech are currently on 17, but at the beginning of their turn, they're going to get 4 points for holding one objective, plus 4 more points for holding two, so it'll be 25 to 24 in favor of the Ad Mech at the beginning of their turn 3. With the Dominus off the battlefield, the Engine Seer has issued his command. Still overwhelming firepower. He wants them to shoot stuff. Battlefield supremacy. Control 3 objectives on the battlefield and then hold the line. Don't let the T'au get within 3 inches of their deployment zone. Let's look at movement. Movement has concluded for Forge World Goth. Castellan robots shifted over, looking to flame poor Ethereal Onlay, standing there bravely with his humble stave, telling them, "You shall not pass." But I think he's probably going to be evacuated pretty soon. The Cybernetica Datasmith came over and filled in the Castellan spot on this objective. The Engine Seer, who's now in charge with the Dominus missing, is here to help buff up the Onager over here, who has line of sight to both stealth teams, other one down there. So he can fire in. Both the stealth teams are in a position to get within 3 inches of the Forge World's deployment zone, so they could stop that secondary objective from being scored. The Onager over here fell out of combat, and then the servitors in the back have shifted so they can actually see this stealth team. So the plan is remove the stealth units to prevent them stopping that secondary from being scored. Let's go to shooting. Cataphron Breachers are going to start the shooting phase as they fire in to the stealth team exposed after the Onager fell out of combat. All right, let's see what they can do.
They're going to be hitting on 5s because that AP -1.
Yeah.
Or not AP, the
Stealth field technology.
So that is one
hit. Okay. And wounds on
It's
3.
6.
Yeah, so 3
That
does
is
not wound. Okay, the servitors, their limited intellect is limiting their ability to hit anything. We are at the end of the turn for the Ad Mech. Over here, the Engine Seer and the Onager did fire up in here. The Engine Seer's pistol gets +3 range because of Lucian Forge World doctrines and tactics and all that kind of junk. But they didn't do any damage to the stealth team. Over here, the Onagers have moved a long way. They first flamed our Ethereal Only, who had 1 wound left, which let them charge into him, kill him, consolidate. So they had a big 8-inch charge, so they were able to wrap around behind him. So they are pressing in the T'au. So we have been boxed in. We've secured this section, but we have threats coming from this way, and this way. And we don't have a lot of anti-armor to deal with these heavier threats, but the Ad Mech do not score any secondaries this turn, so they are currently still at 25 points for their 8 primary points they scored in Battle Round 3. Let's go on to T'au, turn 3. Brave stands new orders. We're still going to raise banner. I think we're going to be able to do that one this turn. Extend battle lines, control an objective marker in no man's land and my home objective, which I've recently lost. So I'm going to have to do some backtracking for this. And then also defend stronghold, which is hold my home objective by the end of my opponent's next turn. So we're going to have to be moving back. We need to secure where we came from. Movement phase is over. Brave Stand took it upon himself to come back and extend the battle lines. So the 2 drones are within range of the objective. Brave Stand's actually just out, but that will give us, like I said, extend battle lines. So we'll get 5 points for controlling our home objective and at least 1 objective in no man's land. Over here, shuffling around a little bit, the smaller Fire Warrior team shuffled over to the objective and they're raising a banner on it. So that'll be another 5 points. This Fire Warrior team moved down to get some good line of sight on the robots. Pathfinders and the Devilfish shifted back a little bit. Both are still in range for Koyan as it is Battle Round 3, so they'll get some exploding 6s. And then up top, this stealth stayed still on that objective. And I advanced this stealth team, so they are now within the deployment zone of the Ad Mech, so they can not defend their battle lines. And that is our movement phase. So let's see what the T'au can do in shooting. coming to the end of the shooting phase for Sunars. This squad of stealth team fired in. I hit with the fusion, took out the onager over here. On this side, everything that could shoot fired into the robots. I spent a command point on coordinated engagement for these two squads. Still took it down. I actually had 10 wounds go through with the Devilfish when he had 1 wound left, and he made all of his 3-up saves. So,
and that's why they're my favorites.
yeah, the Castellan robots definitely holding strong in the backfield. Then, coming around, we did have this stealth suit fired his fusion blaster down here. The onager made its invulnerable save. But now we're going to have Brave Stand firing everything into the Data Smith, starting with the pulse rifle. Reroll with T'au Sept. That is a 3, so that hits. Toughness is 4 or less, so this is a 2. It does wound. AP minus 4, so your invulnerable save, if you have one.
I believe I do. I have a 5-up invulnerable save.
5-up or 3 damage.
All hail the Omnissiah.
Indeed. Alright, missile pods. I've spent my T'au Sept reroll already. So 2's to hit, but that 6 explodes, so we got 5 hits. And then 3's to wound is 3 wounds at AP minus 2. So 5-up save again, yep.
Yeah, all hail the Omnissiah.
Fails him, that is 6 damage.
That will do.
And the Data Smith has been eliminated. The conclusion of battle round 3, we did raise a banner with these guys, and we extended our battle line over here. We also got 3 more points for taking an objective that was held by the opponent and killing a unit that was on an objective. So that puts the T'au score to 45. The Ad Mech are sitting at 25, and with only 3 units and a character left on the battlefield, the Ad Mech are choosing to withdraw from the battlefield. The Ad Mech were here polluting this so that the T'au couldn't use this facility, as they have been overwhelming this planet, but the T'au have now pushed them out and gained control of the now toxic and probably useless for at least several years to the T'au, this facility, but the T'au have seized the battlefield today under the command of Brave Stand. Post-game recap. We were talking about strategy and stuff. I think a couple things were key to the T'au victory. First, the stealth teams being unkillable was huge. Stealth suits with their camouflage fields, giving them -1 to hit, but also +2 to their armor save, basically. So the way it works is it adds 1 to your roll for your armor save. So they get +1 armor for being in cover, which takes their 3-up armor save to a 2, and then you add 1 to all your rolls. So basically giving them a 2-up armor save against most shots. So unless you're firing anti-tank into them, they pretty much have a 2-up armor save when they're in cover. It's pretty amazing, very difficult to shift. Plus they have 2 wounds. So yeah, they were the heroes. If this guy, we were saying, if he would have died earlier, the game would have been, because he's scoring me 4 points basically every round sitting on that objective. Denying, you fired everything from this into him when he was by himself and didn't even do 1 damage to him, hitting on 2s. And if you would have killed him there, that would have denied me 4 points on my next turn, plus you would have got 2 points for killing a unit on an objective. So their survivability was huge. But I think the MVP of the game, both ways, is the Castellan robots. They started right here, and in 3 battle rounds charged through all of this and ended up all the way back here in the center of my deployment zone, slaughtering everything in their path. It was crazy. We were talking again, strategy, what we could have done differently, things like that. I think the thing that won me the game was I was really debating when the Castellan robots first got in here and started messing stuff up. I was thinking about flying the Devilfish over and with their fire warriors to help reinforce this area. But instead I was like, you know what, I'm just going to give up this objective. Brave Stand's going to strike and fade out of the area. We're going to save him over here. I dumped out all the fire warriors. We were able to blow up the Scorpius, and then when everything came out, We ended up killing the Dominus and the Skitarii that were over here. And that's really what won me the game, is keeping this center section strong, plus the, again, invulnerability of the stealth suits just came in huge. So I think, yeah, if I would have went the other way, the Castellan robots would have crushed this. They probably wouldn't be as far along, but it would have been bad news. I wouldn't have had enough firepower to wipe out the Dominus and the Skitarii and take out the Rangers up top. So yeah, I think that was the key play. How do you think it went?
I think it went pretty well. We were pretty neck and neck for most of it. I think my real weakness was just being that spread out.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it might have been better had I perhaps put the robots here, because as amazing as they did on this flank,
yeah,
given the opportunity to not let you switch sides,
yeah,
would have meant that if I start going this way and you go this way, I'd simply loop around.
Yeah.
And if you do reinforce over here, I loop around. And if you stay the same, well, then I smash up one side real bad.
Yeah. Yeah. If these guys would have come down the center and unleashed all that havoc, yeah, it would have been, I mean, I don't know. It would have been definitely interesting to see what they could have done, because, again, I just fired 40 shots from Pathfinders and Fire Warriors with exploding sixes, plus all their drones and a Devilfish, and did 6 wounds to one of them. So, I mean, that's a lot of firepower. Obviously, I had fusion with the stealth teams, and, you know, Brave Stand had some heavier weapons if they would have come in the middle, but if I'm shooting those with all of those heavier weapons, then the Scorpius is alive, you know, I mean, that changes everything. So it would have been interesting to see that, because they annihilated the other flank. So pressing into the center, yeah, could have been an interesting to see how that, if they would have just been that fist punching through, splitting, because that also would have meant the Tau forces would have got cut in half, you know, what could have happened there. But I think it was well done overall. Yeah, like you said, it was right at the beginning. It was really back and forth. I think once I took out all your infantry, that really hurt you, because I had enough footprint with my smaller units to spread out, hold the objectives. With only 15 infantry models on the battlefield, once they were gone, it was
Vehicles
tough.
Versus infantry.
Yeah. With the objectives, it came out that the infantry held up and won the day. But did you have fun?
I did. It was a great game.
Awesome. Yeah.
I love seeing the robots in action.
Yes. I'm glad to get back on the channel. I had a blast. Very good game all around. Thanks to everybody out there watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, all of that good stuff. Turn on the bell icon for notifications. We release a video every other Wednesday. So consistent content coming out with our battle reports. And yes, thanks again for watching. Have fun.